Test, test, test.
Can you hear us? Oh, he's leaning to somebody else.
Yes, Rosalie, we can hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Amy, you prepared? Yep. Okay. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Let me call to order the public meeting notice, the State of Nevada Board of Examiners scheduled for May 17th, 2023 at 11 a.m. Can I have the clerk please call the roll?
Good morning. Governor Lombardo.
Here.
Secretary of State Aguilar.
Here.
Attorney General Ford.
Here.
Let the record reflect we have a quorum, sir.
All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 2, public comment. First public comment period is limited to comments on items on the agenda. No action may be taken upon the matter raised until the public comment period, unless the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an action item. Do we have any public comment in Las Vegas to the south?
We do not.
Do we have any here, Madam Clerk? Any written, internet? All right, seeing and hearing none, we will close the public comment section and move on to agenda item number 3, approval of the new extended or modified collective bargaining agreements for possible action. And I will, as the chair, I will take each one of these separately. Do we have any questions or concerns from the board members before we proceed? No. Okay.
No, sir.
Thank you, sir. Item 3 is a request for approval of 5 collective bargaining agreements. The board shall consider the fiscal impacts of these agreements. Senate Bill 135 of the 2019 legislative session, codified in NRS 288.400 et sec, that certain state employees have the right to organize and collectively bargain. SB 135 requires the state to negotiate wages, hours, and other terms and conditions of employment with labor organizations that represent state employees and to enter into written agreements evidencing the result of collective bargaining. Any new CBA or collective bargaining agreement must be approved by the Board of Examiners at a public hearing. As the governor stated, each agreement, items 3A through 3E, will be held or heard separately. If approved, these CBAs will become effective did I say that right? If approved, these CBAs will become effective July 1st, 2023 for all provisions not requiring the act of the legislature to be given effect. So item A is our first collective. Yes, sir. Sure. If approved, if these are approved, the CBAs will become effective July 1st, 2023 for all provisions not requiring the act of the legislature to become effect. Okay, item A. So the first collective bargaining agreement pursuant to NRS 288.555, subsection 1, the Department of Administration, Division of Human Resource Management, acting on behalf of the Executive Department of the State of Nevada, requests approval of the new collective bargaining agreement with the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, or AFSCME, Local 4041 for the 23-25 biennium for the following bargaining units. A, which includes labor maintenance, custodial, and institutional employees. E, professional employees who provide health care. And F, employees other than professional who provide health care and personal care. The total fiscal impact for this agreement above the proposed executive budget is estimated to be $5,549,848 over the biennium. There are representatives from DHRM are available to provide additional information on this item if needed.
Further? Any questions, board members?
No.
Can I have a motion?
Motion to approve?
We need a second here? No?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Nay? I vote nay.
I believe the microphones are off. We're unable to hear.
All right, I don't think I need to
Thank you,
repeat it,
Governor.
but I voted no, in case, if you need to know that on the record at the South. And I was just giving my explanation as to reasons why. So we have 1 nay vote, 2 yay, and so the motion passes. We'll move on to we'll close agenda item 3A and move on to agenda item 3B.
Thank you, sir. Agenda item 3B, pursuant to NRS 288.555, subsection 1, the Department of Administration, Division of Human Resource Management, acting on behalf of the Executive Department of the State of Nevada, requests approval of the new collective bargaining agreement with the Nevada Police Union, or MPU, for the 23-25 biennium for bargaining unit G, comprised of Category 1 peace officers. The total fiscal impact for this agreement above the proposed executive budget is estimated to be $7,092,988 over the biennium. Representatives from DHRM are available to provide additional information on this item.
Any questions, concerns?
No questions.
I have a motion.
Motion?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Say aye.
Aye.
All those against, say nay. Nay. And once again, I'm going to do this with each one of these, so let's bear with me as we work through this. As stated, as part of the State Board of Examiners, my duty to consider the fiscal impact of any agreement or contract put before this body. I have operational concerns for state executive departments, and some of the language is implemented. So currently, my understanding of the vacancy factor associated with MPU is approximately 35%. So this is not a nay, reference the specific item of annual leave from 240 hours to 480 hours. And if you quantify that, it's approximately 12 weeks away from the workspace with a 35% vacancy. So my specific issue is Article 10.14, special adjustments of pay, change the limit from 10% to 15%. I do not agree with that increase, and subsequently I will be voting no. In the motion, we have a majority as yay, so we will close item number 3B and move on to item 3C. I guess for the record, motion passes. I didn't say that. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Item 3C, pursuant to NRS 288.555, subsection 1, the Department of Administration, Division of Human Resource Management, acting on behalf of the Executive Department of the State of Nevada, requests approval of the new collective bargaining agreement with the Nevada Peace Officer Association, NPOA, formerly known as the Nevada State Law Enforcement Officers Association, NSLEOA, for the 2023-2025 biennium for bargaining unit H, comprised of Category 2 peace officers. The total fiscal impact for this agreement above the proposed executive budget is estimated to be $840,819 over the biennium. There's your
No questions. Motion to approve?
Aye.
Any against? Myself, nay. And once again, I will walk you through this. As part of the State Board of Examiners, my duty to consider the fiscal impact of any agreement or contract put before this body. I have operational concerns for the State Executive Department if some of the language is implemented. Specifically, special adjustments to pay, Article 10.12. There's 3 different eligibility classifications, and I believe the amount requested is excessive. It would be a recommendation upon a bill draft request that the maximum amount be adjusted. So I am voting no. We have a majority and approval, so the motion passes. And we will close 3C and move on to item 3D.
Thank you, sir. Item 3D, pursuant to NRS 288.555, subsection 1, the Department of Administration, Division of Human Resource Management, acting on behalf of the Executive Department of the State of Nevada, requests approval of the new collective bargaining agreement with the Fraternal Order of Police, or FOP, Nevada CO Lodge 21 for the 23-25 biennium for bargaining unit I, comprised of Category 3 peace officers. The total fiscal impact for this agreement above the proposed executive budget is estimated to be $47,044,463. Before, there is one correction that needs to be made, that will be made by Department of Human Resource Management.
Good morning. For the record, my name is Mandy Bowsmith. I serve the state as the administrator for the Division of Human Resource Management within the Department of Administration. One informational note for the Fraternal Order of Police CBA, Appendix A is incorrect. It incorrectly reflects the current grades, salary grades for the job titles within bargaining unit I. It should reflect the 2-grade increase recommended by the governor in his proposed executive budget. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I got a question.
Sure.
Can you tell me what that grade would be?
Certainly.
So do I have it correct in my binder, or is this the incorrect version? Okay,
In your binder, it's incorrect.
okay, so
So-
what would the grade be?
For the record, I apologize, I'm scrolling. So, correctional officer, for the record, Mandy Bowsmith, administrator at DHRM. Correctional officer will go from 35 to 37. Correctional officer trainee bumps from 33 to 34, I believe. Forensic specialist 1 bumps from 30 to 32. Forensic specialist 2 bumps from 32 to 34. Forensic specialist 3 bumps from 34 to 36. And senior correctional officer bumps from 36 to 38.
Yes, sir.
Question, Governor. I heard you said correctional officer trainee goes from 33 to 34, but you said you believe, or I'd like to know for certain what that bump is.
For the record, Mandy Bowsmith, administrator, DHRM. We negotiated 1 grade increase for correctional officer trainee because in the compensation article in this agreement, there is language that provides for an accelerated step increase model in the first year of service. As a correctional officer trainee, it provides for an accelerated auto progression as well. And so essentially the grade that they would have gotten under the governor's recommended budget is built into the first year of service for the correctional officer trainee, then auto progressing to the correctional officer.
So I appreciate the explanation. I just wanted to be certain that you were certain that it's it goes from 33 to 34.
Yes, sir.
And you're certain about that. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For the record, Governor Lombardo, so clarification for the board. So trainees would, in all practical measures, receive 3 steps at the fruition of the contract versus 2.
Ultimately, upon, for the record, Mandy Bowsmith, administrator, DHRM, ultimately, upon completion of 12 months of satisfactory service, yes, essentially they would receive the equivalent of a 3-grade increase.
Correct. Okay, one other question on muster pay, Walden versus NDOT. How is that to be paid?
For the record, Mandy Bowsmith, administrator for the DHRM. It's my understanding that the Walden settlement was entered into, and the Department of Corrections was having conversations with the Governor's Finance Office with respect to how they might fund the muster pay settlement. In the agreement before you, muster pay is 45 minutes per employee. It is my understanding, based on conversations with Director Stevenson, that it has not been budgeted, so it is not included in the proposed executive budget. The reason being, apparently the Department of Corrections was working to try to change around their staffing model in order to accomplish overlaps so as to not have to pay the muster pay if, if they were able to overlap the shifts. To our knowledge, this morning, as early or as late as this morning, it's our understanding they have not accomplished that overlapping schedule shift yet. And so what you see before you, the 27 million you see for muster pay, is based on our estimation should the department not implement the staffing change, the scheduling change, I'm sorry.
Okay, but it is identified to be paid if we don't meet the obligations.
For the record, Mandy Bowsmith, DHRM Administrator, it's my understanding that because it's a settlement that was entered into between the state and Walden, that regardless of what is in this contract, that agreement stands. So we would have to pay the muster pay in some way, somehow. I'll defer to Director Stevenson in terms of the actual mechanism for that.
Thank you, sir. Director Stevenson, for the record, because it was we'd have to identify the mechanism. We could either a special appropriation or we'd have to identify that money outside. Because I did not realize, to be honest and fair, I did not realize that money was not in there. I thought that we budgeted for that, Holden, but it was a change of policy, so instead. So we may want to look at how, if we want to do that now, submit a BDR, but we can talk offline, but we have a mechanism of getting money in there.
Does that include employees that have separated?
For the record, Mandy Bowsmith, Administrator for the DHRM, it's my understanding that yes, there are employees included that have separated from service, either due to resignation or due to retirement,
Right.
that would be owed some sort of back pay with respect to that settlement.
Okay, so at the point of ratification of this contract and the legislature approval, so July 1st, for all practical reasons, all employees will start receiving 45 minutes of additional pay?
For the record, Mandy Bowsmith, Administrator for the DHRM, it's my understanding, sir, that they are paying this 45 minutes currently.
Okay, unless they come up with a scheduling modification.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Get a motion.
Motion to approve with the revised grades on Appendix A.
All right, we have a motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. I vote nay. And once again, as part of the State Board of Examiners, it's my duty to consider the fiscal impact of an agreement on the contract put before this body. I have operational concerns for state executive departments if some of this language is implemented. Specifically, Article 11.11.1, I believe the 2.5 times on holiday pay is excessive. It's outside the norms of the rest of the state. Compensation packages, specifically Article 12.10, personal leave day from 2 to 4. More concern is the vacancy factor in the corrections environment to the tune of 40%. And some facilities, my understanding is 50%. So more people away from the workforce is detrimental to the overall management and safety of the existing workforce. And specifically Article 12.12, union leave. I believe 9,000 hours over a biennium is excessive, and it should be adjusted as compared to all the other associations involved in the state. And subsequently, I will be voting no. We have a majority as yay, and the motion passes, and we will close out 3D and move on to 3E.
Thank you, sir. Item 3E, pursuant to NRS .555 subsection 1, the Department of Administration, Division of Human Resource Management, acting on behalf of the Executive Department of the State of Nevada, requests approval of the new collective bargaining agreement with the Battle-Born Firefighters Association, or BBFFA, for the 2023-2025 biennium for Bargaining Unit K, comprised of firefighters. The total fiscal impact for this agreement above the proposed executive budget is estimated to be $86,474 over the biennium. There is representatives from DHRM for any questions.
No questions. Motion to approve?
We have a motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes, if you didn't hear that, sorry. Unanimous. To the south, can you just wave that you heard it? There we go. Sorry. And we will close item 3 and move on to public comment, second opportunity for public comment. Do we have anybody to the south there?
We do not.
Anybody here to the north? Seeing none, hearing none, we will close public comment and move to adjournment for possible action.
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor? Aye. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.